It is great, but what a blessing that they extended that for some of those kids. I don't know how they'd have done it. Right?
Yeah, I just need to get the rest of them now.
Mm-hmm.
I should talk to the mayor of each city too and get them on board with it, I guess, because they're all on it.
Have you heard any why the increases are? I haven't heard
From-
why.
I guess when there's some loopholes in the whole system. They don't even have to say, you know, like, why it is.
Well, they got busted for doing it without proper authority
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
They don't have to put out their plan, like, you know, say if there's infrastructure improvements or whatever and all that.
You ready to go? Okay, we're gonna say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll consider for approval the minutes and agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes and the agenda.
I'll second it.
And a motion from Smith and a second from Jensvold to approve the minutes and agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. Are you ready to come up? All right.
Are you guys going to the legislative forum on February 2nd?
Gonna try. You gotta submit your questions ahead of time.
You do?
You?
Yeah, well, both Winworth Vet Code, Forest City Economic Development that moderate them are requesting ahead of time by email what your question's going to be, so that way you're up on the list. You can do it when you get there, but you know how that goes.
Well, they waste the whole time bragging about all the things that they've done, so you
But
can't.
they're limited to 2 minutes.
What's that?
2 minutes is,
No, I mean the legislators.
Yeah, they're limited to 2 minute
Well, they
response.
take a lot longer than, well, no, I mean, as far as they stand up there and talk for 45 minutes before it ever gets.
what's the location for it?
There's one in Lake Mills, one in Thompson, and one in
It's
Forest
probably
City.
on the
They're
board
on the
out there.
board.
Oh, I'll look. Okay, thanks.
And they're
And
on
you'll see it
Facebook
this
too.
afternoon when we meet with Winworth Vet Code. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
What do you have for us?
Been kind of uneventful with the weather, I guess, but we did go out Saturday morning. It's kind of like a morning like this, and it started freezing, so we had to treat some roads. A little bit of frost yesterday, but we had enough residue on them.
I know the state highways were much worse. Boy, that brine was just polishing the highways on Saturday morning.
Right.
It was horrible. I talked to somebody that came from Keister, and he said that county roads were good, but once they hit the highway, it was just horrible.
Yeah, they poured the coals to them yesterday. So. Other than that, the weather looks good for the next 10 days anyway, for sure. hopefully stays that way.
Save on budget.
Yeah. I think we get us to the middle of February, so it's getting shorter and shorter every day.
So when you don't have all that snow to move, you gonna sit around and invent things to keep everybody busy, or are there plenty of things that are,
We've been staying busy, it's been good, had a couple trees that, branches and stuff we've dealt with, and, some guys have been out fixing bent signs and identifying, sign posts that have been broken that are on steel, so in the spring we'll get back out and fix them properly, stuff like that.
And we've got a couple guys working on the new truck, getting it finished up.
Yeah, we got 3-4 guys that have been really tackling on that new truck when it's in the shop, so. It's staying good. It's been a nice winter to catch up on stuff like that.
Stockpiles too, or almost done.
Yeah, Sunnyside's our last stockpile, and we're over halfway done with that one, so. Keep pulling rock, I guess.
I'll have to admit, I like my blade pickup right where it's sitting.
Right. Andrew, our mechanic's been able to keep on looking over some of the maintainers and trying to get hoses changed out that are wearing and rubbing and stuff like that before it breaks down out in the snowstorm.
Yeah. Fixing something like that out in the middle of a little zero wind is always fun.
Yeah, our goal is not too bad. It's not.
Or be one of them that leaves that long trail of hydraulic fluid.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Anything else?
Nope.
Have you had a chance to look at numbers up at, okay,
No, I haven't. The weather, we ended up leaving a little bit early on Wednesday afternoon, so my first day back since we've been out there, so.
Okay.
We'll get a look at them this week.
all right. That it then?
Other than the resolution.
You guys didn't have anything?
No.
All right. Number 3, consider for approval resolution to accept bid from Rugness Brothers Excavating Incorporated in the amount of $170,847 for project number BROS CO 9586 HA 95 A16 W1 bridge replacement. Award the associated contract to the same and authorize the county engineer to execute said contract.
So this is a bridge in Norway Township on the west side of section 16, or from Scarville 2 miles east and a half a mile north. It's a single span wood bridge to be replaced with a concrete box culvert, a 16 by 8 box culvert. Got 5 bids, all of them lower than the engineer's estimate, and nice to have a local contractor get the low bid. Questions?
Just not looking at the map, is that over a river then?
Over a drainage ditch.
Okay.
108 main ditch,
Okay.
What did you say was that again?
Norway 16.
Norway 16.
2 miles east and a half mile north.
Yep.
From Scarville.
North of Dolly, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll make the motion to approve the resolution to accept the bid from Rugness Brothers Excavating as stated.
Duplicate copies of the resolution. Spot for all of your signatures, so it's gotta be all signed.
And Is this just a kind of a pass-through, or where's the funding coming from this?
This is a federal aid reimbursement project, so.
Okay. 100%?
100%. The money will come out of our budget and be reimbursed pretty quickly.
Do they have a second on that?
I did.
Okay, I didn't hear you. Sorry. I got a motion from Smith and a second from Jensvold to approve the resolution to accept the contract with the bid from Rugness Brothers Excavating for the bridge replacement. Any further discussion? Hearing
Did
none.
we say when that was gonna be again?
When the project will be completed,
Yeah,
they pretty much have all summer to do it. Their late start date is maybe September.
okay.
So that's the date where they have to get started by, so pretty well gives them
That
all
was the
summer.
only thing I couldn't remember.
They have a few in Hancock County too, so I think Rogers Brothers will be working on this, but they're part of the summer.
All right,
Wanna vote?
any further discussion?
Ben.
Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Has joined.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, auditor's office will discuss drainage matters.
The only thing I have is WCT, I send out some drainage and right-of-way letters, and that's had a few people into our office just to
Something in particular, Carla? Or just questions that got answered?
just questions.
See you later.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too.
So, Chris, is she here? Okay. All right, move on to, you guys didn't have any.
I was approached by someone that has property at DD 21. Is that one of them that we reclassed? That would probably be one Chris would remember better.
You can check on it.
We've had a couple smaller projects in there, but I don't know if we've done anything. Was
Talk.
it part of that other one that went into Minnesota?
No.
Does it dump into one that goes through?
Well, it
Cassuth?
ends up going into Cassuth, and then I think it ends up in Minnesota.
So I don't know if they're paying for part of that one. As an outlet. When that, we did a major job probably up there, didn't we?
Yeah, what was it but that was DD 68 or something.
Yeah, but it probably outlets into 68.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, they probably had to pay part of that.
yeah. What this guy he's talking about. Improving the main, because it's overwhelmed, which happens quite often, but, whether this, start the process, he doesn't even know if he wants to in a sense, but is there an easy way to figure out an approximate cost on something like that?
It's gonna take-
Or do you just start the process and then let it go down if it comes to
Does
it?
he know what he wants done? How much of an area?
Well, at least improve, increase the size of the main in the last few miles for sure, I would guess. But I think on that, where it goes into the dredge ditch, I think it might be a 33. So I mean, you're talking, something's gotta be pretty big.
It's gonna be
And
similar
if
to
it's a few
11.
miles,
Yeah,
If you wanna look at what tile is costing in those sizes,
yeah.
that would be probably a good comparison if you wanna look at your records from that,
Yeah.
per foot cost.
And I guess that one must have worked all right. I haven't heard too many complaints from it.
it's working for sure.
I mean, as far as the guys not being overwhelmed with other people's water in the low ground.
Right. Everything's dried out.
But he knows it'd be, I told him it'd be millions.
Mhm.
So,
On another subject, I did talk to Mr. Evans about the trees in his private ditch down here, and he said that he would be removing those himself, and I was happy to comply.
Very good.
because DD 21 had been reclassed recently, which I think it has.
Well, either way, it has,
I don't see it in the,
So it would have to be if
yeah,
they
yeah, no matter what, if you do an improvement or start an improvement, you're gonna probably reclassify it if it hasn't been done. That'll be the least of the costs.
Yeah.
Trying to think how big that district is.
No, it's relatively big. But,
So that's one that goes into Cassuth too, though?
I don't know, I don't think 20
Or
was
just-
it has a bunch of this area right here, like right in here. And all this stuff goes into the dredge, just right up here. So,
I see a lot of work by Helgeson in there, a lot of replacing a clay tile and
yeah, it's that light green on there, I think.
Yeah, it goes across the top there, you're right.
Connects to Minnesota, so I don't know if we have any agreement with Minnesota on 21.
Not yet.
The city of Brake is right in the middle of that, huh?
They are.
Most of it's in there. Except for Marley. Marley goes that way.
You just notice it when you get a fairly big rain event that his land isn't flooded until after the fact. It starts backing up out of his tile.
2 days later, yeah.
what I show is Kwame Wildlife,
Guam Wildlife, we did some work out there.
and that there's a lot of, I don't know if there's trees that are causing problems.
We did have some problems with that. Hopefully it's, I think we had one more repair here just lately on that. And there's been a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah, you can hear it. Yeah.
In 2017, Mark Johnson went to talk to Dean that tile cannot be lowered because of the open ditch. At this point, there's nothing that they can do.
Can't be lowered, but it could be
Expanded. maybe?
larger.
Need bigger, wider.
And that's one of the lats that goes through Guam Wildlife, isn't it? The main
This was
actually,
the main, 21 main,
the main goes over there too.
that's what it says.
Because the main
It says 21 main tile.
pretty much goes south and crosses the blacktop a couple times, of course. Okay, this is the main, kind of comes all the way down into here, but
It starts there, doesn't it?
yeah, it
Then it
goes
goes
along
up
up
here
here
to
to
the
that ditch. And, the one to Guam Wildlife, I don't think that, I think that's a lat,
10.
yeah. Cause that would be, I think this is it running right through. That was all plugged with tree roots along there.
Right.
Who wants to do the improvement?
What year is your map?
What's his name?
Oh, mine's an
Oh.
early version of this.
Well,
Yours is a
if
lot
he's gonna
newer,
have to fill out a petition, then his name's gonna be out there anyway.
Yeah.
Cause it
It's,
doesn't go, on
um,
yours it shows this,
Did they change it then?
something's
He would
different.
just like to explore
See, that's,
what the
Options.
cost would be.
It
that,
says D 68
But I
up
suppose
there.
it- So you gotta hire an engineer and all that stuff before you can,
Yeah,
Any
and I
improvement
gotta have a
you to
petition
do.
before I can do any of that, so.
About the best.
I'll ask him if he
If
really
you-
wants to do that.
Well,
Okay.
if he wants just a number, you could probably compare it to the DD 11. If you have those numbers to look at
Uh,
in your files.
I've got him somewhere, if I can find him.
It's probably gonna be similar distance and, or you could just figure it out by the foot. Kinda look at, I think the sizing in 11 through Tom Thompson's there was probably only 24 inches and it went up to 48, I think, or more.
48.
It actually went open ditch to his and then we,
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was at least 48 going onto the road.
Then if you got a wildlife area, you gotta deal with the NRCS and,
and trees.
Well, yeah, the wildlife area would be on the lat.
So look at how different his DD 21
Yeah,
comes
it has
across
that.
the top.
Does DD 21 on your map, does it go on the north side of the open ditch?
Actually, I thought it was DD, is that DD 68 up there?
Yep,
But
I actually
mine-
thought 21 dumped into the 68 ditch,
But
but
On
that's
mine
what
it
my
should-
map was too, but I see your map has got it going.
the ditch splits it.
this is 19.
this is the map that I would look at.
Yeah, what does it show on the north side of the ditch?
Right along the border. Does it say it's 68 or 21?
This ditch, it's DD 21 and DD 60, but you can't tell where the border's on well, here, is this the, like the diagonal, what's that?
So
The
the,
dotted line, is
the
that
dotted
the border?
line is the border.
All right, so where's this right up here?
Well,
Because
that's,
if it's
Yeah.
split
County
between
line,
two
so
drainage districts,
That's the,
it would not affect this one as much.
and this is where DD 21 is,
Because
This is county line.
for it.
so,
see, Terry's map shows this part being.
Would it be
DD 21,
divided
just a little sliver of it.
amongst them and,
And my map before showed that it
yeah.
dumps in.
It's over
at
5,000
DD 68, yeah, it's this corner.
And does that dumps into here,
let me see your map.
so that's a separate one, for sure.
Oh, I don't have my
None
map
of
with
these
me.
Oh.
dump into that.
So this is
But
the
no,
difference.
hers-
So he put
hers
his
shows
wedge
it's the same
on
difference.
this one. It shows that this is part of 68, but on his, that's 21
It's
all the way to there.
The blue goes all the way over.
No, this is wrong. This is 21.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is? Okay. So mine's also wrong. Because I've got the same thing she's
But-
got.
So I
This shows,
estimated it's over 5,000 acres in this district
In
in
21.
Iowa.
well, maybe not. I don't know. 20, that could,
Yeah, we can get the big map out if you want.
Well, I just
I
thought
mean,
it-
really, they're the same ditch. It's just they're
Yeah.
named something different when they hit a certain spot. So, does it matter?
Well, it depends on who has to pay for this project.
Well,
that's
both.
what I was wondering. If they're both going to have to pay for
It
it.
seems like years ago
No,
we
because
cleaned out.
it's the tile that you're gonna improve.
So is 68 a ditch and 21's the tile?
Well, 68 has tiles coming into a ditch, but they're their own tiles. So.
Yeah, there's no DD
On your
21
map, the
tiles.
DD 21 ends right where the main dumps in to the ditch.
Yeah.
Because actually, it dumps
Just
into the
back
ditch
here.
right there. And, so it's a little bit of 21 and then it turns to 68.
Yeah, the lion's share of the ditch is in 68.
Yeah. Because it seems like I remember us talking about this before.
So what I was questioning then is where are the improvements that he might want?
What I'm guessing is that both, I mean, it's obviously the same ditch, and that both people, or both sets are gonna pay for it, it's just, when you bill 68, 21 gets billed too.
I would assume so, because all
But when you
21's
build
water
20
goes through it.
But when you bill 21, 68 doesn't get a bill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's obviously this gentleman is concerned about the cost, whether he's going to
Well, yeah.
petition or not.
Yeah.
So, you know, it
Where is
might
the-
make a difference.
Well, you know, and it would be interesting to have the public hearing, you know, so everybody can give their opinion. I mean, I told them, I said, that's something you can start and have stop, because it's approved. And then everybody will know. So they'll either be happily put up with the wet mess, or they'll decide to,
They wanted to know.
yeah. But there's always people that don't feel they get much benefit from it.
Oh, here we go.
And the online version shows the same as yours.
Okay.
It shows
The
me
21 doesn't go across.
21 doesn't go across that top little piece.
This is the fun part, super smoothing.
There you go. That shows it. So we need to be further west. Winnebago, there we go. So this is-
Here's where it dipped down in.
yeah.
That's another district, yeah.
Where we
This
at?
is Winnebago Cassuth line.
Home Township, yeah. This looks,
See,
This
here's the spot that comes across. Right?
looks right at it. Sure,
It's over here.
Over here somewhere.
it's over there.
Cause this is,
So this is that little spot that
Okay,
we're
here's one.
looking
Yeah,
at.
all right, that's.
And here's
Here's
the,
here's the line, I was looking over here.
There's not actually any tile lines there, right? Or is
The
that-
main must be coming right here
So
then.
what's this?
that's in,
that's 2E.
It goes through us.
Yep.
so they pay for it too.
Yeah, it's coming down into that ditch.
$19.17.
And the online version shows it the same as her map.
Somewhere it changed.
Yeah,
Somehow it was just easier for them to group this with, what, 92 or 82 or whatever. Yeah, the chairs were
Clear.
Sit back here better.
yeah, I would need to move the desk forward a little bit.
There we go. Here we go.
You have some information.
Yeah, just figure out what it costs to install 48-inch for
I think a couple miles.
a few miles. Get an estimate.
Well, not all of it's gonna be 48. I mean,
Yeah,
it tapers down as you go.
yeah. And back
And
on
maybe they just wanna do the first mile at 48 or whatever, and it might solve a lot of the problem.
Has some recent pattern tiling gone in?
Oh, yeah, there's been a lot of battery tile in the area. And then, of course, that ends up with all that money that, or water that, floods out by, Ball Vance's there, and, Baucus's ground there, and all that has to drown before everybody else, or has to get down before all the water disappears.
If they decide they want to do it, have them come see me,
All right,
or Chris.
All right, it's 9:30, so I think she's waiting for us.
Are you ready? Yeah. Okay.
Morning.
Morning. So,
Anywhere you want. Okay.
so 9:30, Healthy Harvest of North Iowa update and funding request. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good.
Okay, let's give you a handouts here. Thank you. You're welcome. Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, thank you for getting me on the schedule so quickly. I'm Andrea Ebelsizer, and I'm the incoming director for Healthy Harvest of North Iowa. Our previous director just stepped back in October, November timeframe. So I am new to this role, but not new to Healthy Harvest. As you can see, my business cards say program director. So I've been with Healthy Harvest in a different capacity off and on for about 10 years, taken some different directions, doing a few different things, but all related to local food. So I'm not new to the local food scene. I'm just new to this particular role. So I'm here to update you on what we've been up to over the last few years. From my records, it seems that we have not been up to visit your
Been a couple
board
of
for a
years,
few
3 years.
yeah. So I'm coming around to let you know that we're still working in your region. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, and we work in a 9-county region in north central Iowa. So Winnebago County is in our region, and we have been doing things in the county. So I think that'd be good for you guys to kind of be aware of all of that, and then talk about some different options after that. So the biggest things we've been working on a lot of things with farmers market, local food awareness campaign, and farm to school. So from the summary that I provided you, you can see that farm to school actually across the state has kind of picked up. The state received a statewide large appropriation of grant money from the federal government that we've been working through the Food Hub Managers Working Group to distribute that funding to schools across the state. And Forest City did get some funding this past, round of funding. It was the first time that I'm aware that they took advantage of this kind of statewide funding, and they've been able to source some local food from some farmers in the region, including Clarion and Garner. There's a vegetable farmer in Garner who's been sending some of his vegetables up here, and then Clarion has a beef producer. So that has been really nice. We've also had some contact with Buffalo Center schools just recently to try and do some taste testing and maybe some in-classroom education with those students. They, at this point, hadn't received the funding, the statewide funding, but we can work with any of the schools in the region that are looking for programming or food education or get to know your farmer type of things, taste testing, and all of those things. So I know Marie Morud is my farm to school gal, and she's been in touch with Buffalo Center and plans to do some stuff with them soon. The other thing we had this summer was our summer intern Haley was up here 3 times visiting hanging out at the farmers market and doing some taste testing of local ingredients. We really like to do that because she's able to come and purchase in season things from the farm on the day of that she's there, and then taste test them out to the people that come to shop at the market. We usually have a recipe card that goes along with that, so people can take that home and purchase the ingredients right there. If they like the recipe, purchase ingredients from the market vendors, take it home and recreate the recipe at home. So we do have an extensive database of locally inspired recipes that work with the seasons of North Iowa. So if they kind of get get into that and start looking on the website, there's a lot of options for them to find things that they can purchase local right in the community. So kind of piggybacking on that, we have our Grow, Eat, Play campaign, which is the brochure that I handed out. It's kind of our forward, like, consumer-facing campaign where we're encouraging people to look local for their food purchases. It connects them directly with farms. I know you guys have a couple of farms that are participating in the local food guide from Forest City area, but it connects to producers across our region and then farmers markets and businesses that have been purchasing and sourcing local items.
Well, Buffalo Center has a farmer's market, and it's not listed.
Is it newish?
No, they've been doing it for
A couple of years?
a couple, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4 years.
okay, I should make a note of that because we might just not know about that. Because we do list farmers markets for free.
Seems like it's on Thursday nights, if I remember right,
Okay, I'll make a note of that
in the
because,
Lions Club Park, or no, in the post office.
And Lake Mills has one too.
Mm-hmm. Lake Mills just.
yeah, Lake Mills should be in here. Are they not in here?
No.
I know we do know about that one. I'll make a note of that one too. Buffalo Center and Lake Mills.
I mean, it's not like they need any more people there, because they seem to sell other stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes it's, this is an annual publication, and if we don't hear from, like, we'll send out multiple requests for updated information. If we don't, Buffalo Center is one that I don't think we've ever listed, maybe we just didn't know about it. But I know Lake Mills has been in here in the past, and maybe they've gone through some leadership change or something. If we don't hear about the dates in time to get it printed, we just don't know. So, yeah. So I'll definitely put those on the list to follow up with and try and figure out who the contacts are and get them in there, so.
Well, I guess I could probably give you the number. I think I got his number. One of the guys that's involved in it, anyway, him and his wife. I
At the
won't
Buffalo
say it.
Center, is it the, is it Browns?
Well, they might be, but that's not someone I know.
Okay. I think Browns are from up that way, and I didn't know if they went to that market.
And, I mean, I don't know what he's got to do with the overall part of it, but, him and his wife and his grandkids help.
Okay,
But, they would know who to contact.
sure.
Seems like I had his number in here.
I am going over to the chamber next to visit with your new chamber director, because I haven't met her since
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah,
she
I-
may also be able to give
I've
me
got
some
his brother's
information.
number, but I don't.
What is his name? This is the Buffalo Center.
Yeah, Mark and Kim Osterman,
Okay.
they're always part of it.
Osterman.
Osterman, Osterman.
Okay, yeah, well, that's good. I'll definitely talk to is it Juliana
She
over at the
makes really
chamber?
good sauce.
Julie, yeah.
Juliana
Yeah.
Merkel.
It's always sold out when I get there.
Well, that's good. It's good if you have markets that sell out, because that means that the vendors are being supportive and there's enough customers to meet that need. So yeah, Grow, Eat, Play. We also did a field day at Red Shed. So the field days are really fun because it gets people in the community to come out and see how the food's growing, and they get to see, how things are planted, harvested, all of those things. And then when you go to market and you've been to the farm, it kind of builds that connection, community connection. So we do that kind of stuff all across the region, in the 9 counties that we cover, from Cassuth County over to Mitchell County, and then Floyd and Franklin, and all in between. So some of the things we're looking forward to this coming year. So we have had a Cerro Gordo County local foods coordinator that's been working with farmers markets in Cerro Gordo County, helping them to get involved in the Double Up Food Bucks program, which is an add-on to the SNAP food assistance program, where they can get additional money if they are spending it on fruits and vegetables at farmers markets. I would like to see that program expanded. It's been kind of like a ongoing process where they've changed things at the state level, and then the markets kind of had to catch up and learn new systems. So we kind of piloted in the Cerro Gordo County region, and with the hopes that once we kind of get it worked out there, that we can expand it into the other markets in the area. So that's something we would like to, that's one thing I want to talk with Julie about, is like if they have capacity to kind of, if we help them to learn the system or get connected, if they have capacity to bring that to the markets. I think any, additional assistance for people to buy healthy foods is like a great thing. So working with farmers markets, but even as we, so our Saragordo County local foods coordinator also stepped down this year, so we're looking to kind of see if we can build that position into something that's going to serve more of the markets, not just Saragordo County. So kind of looking into that. We have a lot of stuff going on with the statewide programs and the farm to school and all of those different activities. We are short one board member, and we are actively looking in the counties that we don't currently have a board member on our board. So Winnebago County is one that if we would be looking for someone from this county. Also Franklin and Floyd are the other two that we don't have. We don't have like a team, like a paid team member or a board member from those counties. And it really helps when you have somebody in the community. They just know the people, they can do the connections, they know about the farmers markets, and we get them all listed in the guide because someone is local. So we're kind of prioritizing someone who maybe has some financial background, just because our treasurer is due to be off the board next year. So we're looking for someone to kind of train into that treasurer position. So if you know of anyone in the region that might be interested, that would be, we're kind of doing board member search right now. So let's see, I think funding request wise, I look back at our historical records of funding. It looks like 2017-18 might have been the last year that you guys funded Healthy Harvest. So I kind of went back to that level of funding for the ask. I don't know, because I'm new, I don't know the history of like the different, reasons why, if there was a reason why you didn't fund at that time. I know there was some stuff that happened related to counties maybe were told that they couldn't donate to nonprofits. We have been able to kind of get around that by making up a simple agreement that kind of outlines the things that we do, like the farm to school, the farmers market support, those types of things, that we are coming to your county to do those sorts of things. So we have had supervisors that have continued to support us over these like past few years. Not every county does, but I thought it would be, with me being new and wanting to meet all of you, it was a good time to come back and give you an update, answer any questions that you have, and then, return to that funding request that we have had in the past. So.
Well, I did serve on your board 12 years ago. Probably, I don't know, probably about the time you were coming
Terry.
on.
Yes, okay, yeah. We probably have barely sort of met in passing.
I think I probably was on it for, I don't know, 4 to 6 years, somewhere in there.
With Jan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, it was enlightening. I know some people that participate down here, and,
Mm-hmm.
And we come down to the Fort City Farmers Market and try to go to, we like to go all over the Midwest for farmers markets and enjoy them, because there's some really good ones out there. So
Yeah.
I always like to get great ideas to bring back, and
Mm-hmm.
what would work. It'd be nice to have a full pavilion,
Yes, we've thought about that in Clear Lake too. I was on the board of the Clear Lake Market for many years, and the ultimate would be to have like an indoor-outdoor space.
I know this one down here had, I think it was at least 2 weeks last summer where it got so hot they couldn't do it, because everything was just going to deteriorate so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to just kind of do it online and just come out to the farm and get it there or something.
Right.
So it was a challenge, and some of the bigger ones have those structures that really can ensure the continuity and being able to count on it every week and be comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we're a smaller area, and it's hard to justify the cost,
Yeah.
unless you can get some grant opportunities to do those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Even in Clear Lake, we haven't been able to come up with a, more permanent situation. Like, I mean, we're at the surf ballroom there, but it's still same.
You go
Even
down
the heat in the parking lot.
You go down to Kansas City, and they've got this really, it's down by the river, and they've got air conditioned areas for the people that have been there forever, and you've got the covered areas for others, and then there's your outliers that don't have cover because they're kind of new at it, you know.
Right.
So it's your ability to try to work your way in and get your better spot.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely something to work towards. Yeah.
Well, out to the interchange out at the casino.
Oh, yeah, he wanted to do something there.
I thought it was a great idea, that area
Yeah.
that's out there for,
Like a regional kind of farmer's market.
A traveler's farmer.
Yeah.
and travelers.
Yeah.
I think it would be an amazing draw.
Yeah. And I think we're starting to have some producers that are big enough to have like inventory in a place like that.
Yeah,
Like,
enough to
Yeah.
provide, yeah.
mhm,
I like the idea of it a lot.
mhm. Yeah, because there are some of the regional producers that like meat kind of, but other ones too that are shipping or selling their stuff, you know, outside of the region now because they have enough support for.
But it maybe could support a number of larger ones and then a whole nother group of
Mhm.
smaller ones that are gonna sell out
Yeah.
before you get there, before you get your salsa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we are working on a kitchen project too. Speaking of salsa, where it's very preliminary, and it's more in like maybe the recipe demonstration or classroom type style right now. But the hope is that at some point we might identify some kitchens that could be used as a kind of a shared space that a producer, if they needed more space, like if they're making salsa or jam or something and they want to kind of scale up to the next level, they don't want to have like a full processing like plant, but they want to be able to produce more
A
than they are
shared
now.
commercial space.
Yeah, yeah,
That's health department certified.
yeah.
I thought it was illegal to sell salsa at a farmer's market.
So there's some stuff that the cottage food laws changed last year, and there's new rules that allow for pickles and salsas to be sold now. Yeah,
Okay.
just as of, I think last year was, pretty sure it was the first season. So more different types of baked goods, I think, can be baked in the home kitchen now too, and you don't need your commercial baker's license. So they loosened up some of that stuff.
So are they gonna gain any ground on getting it to where it's more, less restrictive to get raw milk?
I don't know on that one. That's like, because there's like, with food for whatever reason, and I'm not specifically, like, that's not my area to know where the rules are, but they're all regulated by different entities. And so the
They're
salsa
mostly-
regulators are not the same as the dairy regulators, so it's completely different ballgame with that. It would be nice, because,
From what I read, it would be.
yeah, it would be a nice option for people, but I don't know that one.
Certainly be nice to get more fresh fruits, vegetables, and non-processed meats into our school lunches too.
Yeah.
It's,
Mhm. Yeah, and that's what the Local Food for Schools has been doing, that statewide program, and it's been really successful. And now there's a lobbying effort this year with the legislative session that's trying to ask the state to pick up where the federal government money is ending, and asking the state to continue funding that program, because it's been proven with data that it's been wildly successful. And the producers have been able to scale into having enough product, the food hubs have been able to distribute it, the schools are buying it. And so, I mean, I think the first round, I put the first round numbers into here, it was like 800 and something thousand, but that was round one. It's gone way over that in round two. I just didn't have the exact numbers. I didn't want to like over inflate it, but round two was bigger than round one, so it's at least double that, and just the data hasn't come out yet. But
talk about the behavior problems and stuff like that we're having in schools or whatever, and like Eldora's, I can't say the name of it now. Juvenile detention centers. And I read an article about some juvenile detention centers in Ohio, I think it was, that switched from all the sweets and stuff like that, where they started feeding them whole foods, and the behavior problems went down by a huge percentage. I can't remember what it was now, but it was just like obvious that it made a difference. And,
And that's like what, having our farm to school person going and educating the students and even the food service directors, helping them to, find ways to incorporate local or even just more fruits and vegetables into food, like at school is a big deal. Clear Lake, started working with us like around, I don't know, I guess when I worked for North Iowa Fresh, which was a small food hub in north central Iowa, we started to sell to Clear Lake schools and Newman Catholic. And the food service director from Newman Catholic is now at Clear Lake. So anyways, we've been working together for a while, but she received a grant and they're putting a lot of whole fruits and vegetables onto the menu. And yeah, they're seeing just kids are trying new things, eating healthier,
the highly processed, loaded with preservative stuff, so I realize it's cheap, that's why they're doing it, but it's just not.
Yeah, that's why these types of grant funding has helped a lot to prove that it can be done. I feel like people felt like this, there's not enough farms that can, serve schools because they are such a big market, but you can take baby steps into that and the farms are moving with that and they have been able to and the infrastructure is there and it's been proven now. So I think that the grant funding has helped to do that and hopefully it'll, lead to more change over the next few years. So we find that the school, not every region of the state has a Healthy Harvest of North Iowa. We're like one of the only nonprofits, but a lot of them have different entities like Iowa Valley Regional Resource Conservation and Development. They are a kind of a nonprofit, but they get some federal grant funding, but they do similar work to us. And in the regions that have, local food coordinators, those regions really have been able to use this federal money a lot more effectively because we have people on the ground that know, let's tell Forest City School to sign up for this money and we'll help you to, get that food. Or Clear Lake, I've been working with them for a long time and they are getting a lot, thousands of dollars now because they just are connected. So it really helps to have someone in the community and even in the region, but in the community doing the work and knowing the people and connecting the dots. So.
So what was the ask?
Yeah, so it's on the back here. So, so I went back to our historic numbers and, I think this is from Jan's days where she was calculating based on per capita, 30 cents per capita, and that is what we're using across most of our counties. Some of them are funding at that's kind of been our ask. They don't always fund at that level. So, so that's kind of the it's the same ask that we asked in the past in 2017 or 18 when we were here last time. So.
Unfortunately, the state has passed some legislation that doesn't allow us to have any extra money. We gotta cut 1.2 million, is it out of the budget?
In the next 4 years.
Next 4 years, so.
Yeah. Sometimes I've found that depending on the county, that if the county isn't able to fund, that you guys might know a different entity or a different source or somewhere else to, we want, having some dollars coming from the communities helps us to prioritize, obviously, to make things happen in the communities. So it doesn't always have to be, I think we have received a Hansen Foundation grant at
I was
one point.
gonna say that would be the resource in this town would be the
Okay.
Hansen
It's
Foundation.
been a while.
I can see them donating maybe towards a pavilion of some sort.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not sure we're in the market to take on that task, but
That'd be Julie and I.
that might be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could
Talk
help.
to Julie about it,
Julie.
well, she goes by both.
Hanson, I should look into that one too, because I know we have received some funding, I think, for farmers market demonstrations, and I'm not sure what else in the past.
I don't know, is there farmers markets over in Worth County too?
Northwood.
Northwood doesn't have an official one. They have apparently a few vendors that set up at a corner somewhere. I was there yesterday.
I thought they went into that new restored building that on Main Street, that museum.
I'm not sure, I guess. I was there yesterday and they said they're trying to get one, but
Okay,
They did.
I have a contact of, if you want that name.
in Worth County?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Ruth Willier.
Oh, I know Ruth Ann,
Yeah.
Baked Goods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she moved there recently and she
Yeah.
does farmers markets all
Yep.
around here. Yeah, I should talk to her now that she's
She's moved over there.
there.
I know she's sets up in Northwood.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking that if you're looking for a board member for Winnebago County, of course, maybe she's in Worth County. Dawn Boddingham, you know Dawn? She's the, she works at the Lake Mills School, but she's very active in food and food service.
Hmm.
Dawn Boddingham.
Okay.
The,
So what, how would I find her, like,
She's at the school, Lake Mills School.
okay,
She'd be fabulous.
okay.
On the Ocean's there, so, they would also be good on that, whether they want that or not.
Mm-hmm.
Their full position is just,
Those are good.
I don't know if the Lay Foundation would be a good resource for anything over there.
that's possible, yes, they do a lot of that type of stuff. Lay Foundation.
Lay,
L-E-Y.
L-E-Y.
Dave Lay would be the,
Is he in Lakota or where's he at?
I'm trying to think who else on there, he's got a board for that,
Foundation board.
production board.
He had Lay Motor Company and he was involved in FTSB.
The bank,
Bank.
too.
Mm.
Yeah, the farmer, yeah, he owned the bank for years.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
Be a good contact over that direction.
Yeah, no,
so I'm not sure. Is Dave from Lakota?
Dave's from Lakota.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people that come to the farmer's market are from Cassup County. Almost,
All of our bigger towns in Winnebago County are within a mile or less of the border. So it's like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, we have 2 board members right now from Cassup County, so I go over and visit with their supervisors. I don't know that we've been there for many years.
They just had it in the paper too, who was on that board, I can't remember any of the names.
I'm
I'll look-
sure it's
I'll look them up.
online usually.
It's all people I knew too.
Oh. Yeah,
So this particular funding request, should we put it on a new agenda to,
We'll
After
discuss
today.
it during budgets.
so we'll have those discussions.
We gotta
Okay,
see
yeah.
how much we're not gonna have, so.
yeah, I know everybody's budgets are tight, but we are even,
Budgets were always tight, but
Yeah.
now they've restricted on how we can,
Mhm.
they've taken away our authority to take care of ourselves.
That's not very helpful.
So you can tell all of the government people that are budgeting are having lots of fun right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Cities, counties.
But it's always good for you to come and highlight these things for us so that we can,
Yeah, well, I think it's good to know, for you guys to know anyways, that we're still here and we're still coming up to the community because we don't always see you when we're here. And then, yeah, I'm gonna check in with the new chamber director because I think there's more we can do to stay connected with that. And yeah, if it's top of mind, you may think of other things to,
Yeah.
other suggestions and send me an email or,
Certainly a believer in it all.
good.
So we have any extra money here.
Mhm. Yeah, we have, like, for our budget, funding-wise, we have quite a lot of grant funds that are specific to specific projects, but it's our, like, kind of general fund that is always our problem, is just finding ways to stay, in business, so to speak, I guess.
Solvent.
Yeah. Because we have money for, like, the marketing campaign, Grow, Eat, Play, we have a grant fund for that, we have a grant for the kitchen project, we have, grants for doing the cooking demonstrations and stuff, but it's, like, all the other stuff.
so does it always have to be food related? I see that you have wineries and breweries listed, that sort of thing.
I know there's a flower vendor
I was
in
just
Fort
gonna,
City.
that's exactly what I was gonna bring up, that there's flower vendors now.
Yeah, and flowers have really like picked up in the
They've
last
really
like,
bloomed.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
In the last, like, I don't know, like, we had at Clear Lake one flower vendor for a while and then no one for a long time.
Yeah.
And now there's like 3 or 4 or 5 that are bringing, like, as part of their produce display, they're bringing some extra.
The
you know.
one up here, I
Mhm.
built her structure to do her work out. It's a 18-foot bin,
Right,
and we insulated it.
Yeah.
and
yeah,
There's another one going up over in Worth County too, that's gonna be a
flowers.
floral, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think, I mean, we do pumpkin patches and, you know, pumpkins are edible, but pumpkin patches, you're usually not, it's more agritourism.
You're not making pie out of it.
Yeah, not you, sometimes you can buy squash and stuff too while you're there, or they might have other things,
Not
but,
anybody realizes how nutritious pumpkin seeds are.
yeah, it's so true. You know, I hide pumpkin in my chili, like I blend it up and put it in the chili, and people are like, what is in this chili that's so
No
good?
kidding.
Yeah,
That's an interesting
Yeah.
idea.
it makes it really creamy and it adds
Yeah.
an extra vegetable. We call it the Sneaky Chef recipe. It is on the website, Sneaky Chef Chili on our
Well,
Healthy
there-
Artist. Yeah.
so, I don't have a recipe for my chili, it's different every
Yeah,
time.
I know. I usually
It's,
don't follow it, but I throw in the chili.
That and whatever's left over in the fridge, is like, yeah, we'll put that in there.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, definitely I should talk to my, my designer and see if there's room in there to add flowers. That would be, like, I think that fits with.
I think it does too, just the grow part at
Yeah.
least, and
Mhm. Yeah. Well, thank you for your
All right,
time,
yeah,
and
thank you.
we'll be in touch. or
Interesting.
You'll be in touch, we'll be in touch. So, thanks for getting me on the schedule at short notice.
Right.
sure, thanks, Andrea.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
All right, consider for, we gotta do our canvas of the drainage
Yes.
trustee elections, 2024.
Thank you.
Switching over from coffee to tea.
Is that right?
I have high regards for Andrea. She is very knowledgeable. When she came to the group as the project coordinator, 10 years ago or more, she really did a good job down in Clear Lake area.
So yours is the only signature that needs to happen, right? His is the only signature that needs to happen on these?
I think all of you.
Is there something in these envelopes we need to take out?
That's
or-
just
No.
the ballots,
So that's just the ballots.
just in case it's contested.
Oh, sure. I would imagine that it's been pretty contested.
Oh, yeah. Those drainage elections, that's rough.
Yeah.
I hosted one. I got Donnie Mathis on mine now, instead of his mother.
Oh, is that right? Well, I feel sorry for you having to deal with it.
Well, I'd rather, everybody would, people involved would rather give it to the supervisors, but being one that's in town, that's a lot of signatures to get the petition to transfer it.
It's getting to the point where most of them don't want to deal with it
A
anymore.
lot of them are getting really old.
Yeah, but. Yeah, I got gone pretty good driving the school bus. Oh, I got my brother Freddie started hauling out, he works out at
We've already signed this
the
one,
seed
Terry.
farm.
Yeah. Yeah, we weren't sure. It's the most confusing thing to fill out. It's just. So is there just the one sheet we have to sign then, the canvas
Yeah.
sheet?
Yep. I do believe so.
So are we thinking in the future, within the next 5 or 10 years kind of thing? That this
Well,
is-
the problem is,
One.
2, 3.
Bad.
Problem is that, like Terry said, most of them you have to get so many signatures, and there's so many signatures to get that you'd never be able to get all the signatures that you need in order to,
Well, somebody's gonna have to go to door to door.
yeah.
It's not something you can just post a public.
No.
Thing.
Not unless they change the law.
Can't really leave the petition at like hometown market to do because the wrong people are gonna sign it, then you gotta go through.
So just sort them out.
Yeah,
I suppose if you printed out
the list of
the
names.
list of names and they have a place to sign next to it, would that be legitimate?
Well, maybe, yeah.
You know, a couple of the boards that I go to have that list, their name is listed and you check and you sign, you know, so that they actually.
Yeah.
Don.
Hmm?
Don, who's he?
That'd be the father of Alan.
Alan, yeah, right, yep. That's what I was guessing.
So you can be a trustee in multiple drainage districts.
As long as you own land in it.
Yep.
Yeah, there's several names in here you see over and over,
Or you can be the only one.
or you see their brother instead of them.
I'll be right back.
I'm curious to see 25 who else is on it.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was.
And I'm not even sure if he's even around right now. I don't know how yet.
Mm-hmm.
They go south.
Mm-hmm.
Look and see where the meeting is.
Thought we were gonna have to sign them all, so I got my stamper out.
I still have payroll to do.
Mm-hmm.
These were the top 3 pages on the packet that was held together by this, and that's the bottom back.
Dokey.
It'd be nice if we could at least follow the instructions up here. Print.
Mm-hmm. Then on almost every single one of them on that next page, you don't put the township on that first line, they put their name and,
On which one?
oh, on some of the others, that one's almost always crossed off. Nope, oh, nope, not that one. Must be the next page back. There. I put the name under the township.
Oh. Yeah, it's not user friendly, I know that. I was challenged by the drainage court about Don voting on this. I said, well, he's a landowner, I can't even, well, yeah. Now he's a trustee. Let's go back to him.
Technically, these stampers probably should have been done in blue ink.
Yes. I was wondering, I was gonna ask her whatever happened to the stampers that we don't use anymore. Did they get thrown away or
Oh,
are they around for backups?
you mean the date stampers?
Yeah.
Received
Can
and
they,
approved?
can they be adjusted into the, or are they only good for so many years?
Well, my point in asking was Leo would love that.
Oh, yeah,
Approve it.
yeah,
Like Grandpa does. Approved.
yeah, no, yeah, that would be,
Terrible.
He's been using their return address one all the time. This activity for this morning was to look at the manure spreader flyer that Jordan brought home from the Pine University. He thought that was just the coolest.
oh, it's
All right, so
good for a few
I'll entertain
years.
a motion to approve the canvass of the drainage trustee elections.
I will make that motion.
Second it?
All right, we got a motion from Smith, a second from Jensvold to approve the canvass of the 2024 drainage trustee election. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, motion carries. All right, so consider for approval, resolution for Gatsby 96. Is this an every year thing we do or because
No,
of
this
change
is new, this is, GASB 96 is a new
version?
thing that we've had to start doing for fiscal year '23. And, so that's why the dates on it are a little bit goofy.
So it's retroactive back to July 1 of 2022.
Yes.
But it's already something we've been implementing without having a resolution. All right. I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for Gatsby 96.
I'll second.
Motion from Derby and a second from Smith to approve the resolution for Gatsby 96. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, carries. Discussion with possible action, mail services for House File 718 mailings for notification of their budgeting process.
So I got a contract from Mail Services. This is also who Nicole uses to send out the assessor mailings when she does it. They seem to be a good company. A lot of Hancock County is going to use them. I've had a couple other companies call, but I haven't gotten quotes from them. They're
So what
slow.
kind of savings are we thinking that this might be?
Well, in here it talks about 50 cents. Our mail is 64 cents. So 12,000 pieces of mail, you know, you did the math.
0.07. 50.7 cents.
And that's a one round. Okay. Would we be using it for anything else? Just that?
Like I said, Sue uses it for her assessor stuff, and I'll be using it for this. That's basically it. She has her own contract. This will be my contract with them. I don't have time to get out 12,000 pieces of mail in 3 days. There's no way.
Yeah, and it came with funding, right? Make sure we, they're gonna cut our funding and give us extra expense of doing this.
Well, so it's a time factor and $1,600 worth of savings.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
am I supposed to do?
Yep. I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
I've got a motion and a second to approve the mail services contract to deal with House File 718 mailings.
I just need,
I'll sign it. I just want you to know that besides the legislative forum this year, County Day at the Capitol this year, the theme for it is unfunded mandates. So I strongly encourage you, the three of you, to go to the County Day at the Capitol, and I believe it's March 13th. So please go to the County Day at the Capitol this year so that you can, so that we can be there talking to the legislators about, what they are doing to us and the mistakes that they've made with this legislation and how it's hurting the small counties.
Exit conference, but leave it running. Press 1 to confirm or star to cancel.
So it hurts all the counties, doesn't it?
Well, like Boone County, they're at 3.5, and because of their growth factor, they got knocked down to 3.41. And so it's punishing the larger counties for having growth. It's punishing the smaller counties for not having any growth. And what I found out the other day is, I wanted to, cut the general basic a small amount at a time so that we could, be down to that 3.5 in 4 years. Well, what I found out yesterday is that we are not allowed to cut the general basic any more than what their formula says we can. Otherwise, we can't use the general supplemental. Well, we have money that comes out of the general supplemental. And if we don't use their formulas, we can't use the general supplemental at all. So they've put us in such a predicament that they're only going to let us cut this much every year, and then at 4 years, then we have to be at 3.5. So they're going to make us cut little tiny bits, and then this huge amount at 4 years. It's ridiculous what they've done in this legislation. And half of them don't even understand what the consequences are. Because the guy from Boone County, the supervisor from Boone County, called the legislator and he goes, well, if you guys all vote for it, you can have it. You can up your levy. They don't even understand what they voted on.
Do they have the authority to make us do this stuff? We should look at our state constitution and our
Have
county.
Kelsey look at it.
From what I'm told, when they put in there notwithstanding, it just eliminates anything like that. That notwithstanding words just takes care of everything for them. That's just
We've,
not
I
good.
mean, the Department of Management won't let us not do what, I mean, it's the software now. We can't change it. They've changed everything in the software so that we're stuck doing what they've,
Put together a,
Unless we do it the hard way.
come March 13th, we should rent a van or get a Winnebago or something and have someone from each department and
well, I'm going down there for
Yes.
spring school. So I will be down there for the 13th, 14th, and 15th because I've got school the 14th and 15th. So
be there.
I will be there those 3 days because they have ISAC the 14th and 15th. And I would suggest going to that too because,
So has anybody gotten an explanation from any of these legislators what great thing they've done for the state by doing this?
well, they're cutting people's property taxes.
Well, I'm all for getting rid of property taxes as long as we can control our own sales tax money. But, the reason they wanna get rid of property taxes is because then we have no control. It's just like the mental health region now. I mean, all of a sudden, it's like, we don't have any. Back when we were naughty and withheld our payment and got all kinds of attention to it all, now we can't do that. Now they're in control of the sales tax money. And, I'm all for eliminating property taxes.
Well, and they're gonna be in charge of our public health and they're gonna be in charge of our,
Early childhood.
Exactly. And,
Everything.
Is it Friday? Is that the second?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna ask them.
Yeah, that one's in Thompson, right?
Maybe I'll follow them around the whole day. But,
Yeah, ask it at all different forums so
Um,
that everybody can hear it.
they've got themselves elected, they're for home rule and all this, and they're all for local control. Everything they have voted on is taking local control away. And, like I told, some people at a meeting the other night, well, it was the guy that's running against Feenstra. And, they've, removing our ability to take care of ourselves. So their goal, the only goal I can see is that they're gonna we'll end up being a satellite county of Cerro Gordo. And some people may think that, well, we're gonna save some money doing that. But you've also gotta be careful what you wish for. Because then all of a sudden, you've gotta get through all those people to get a load of gravel on your gravel road out here. And, it gets worse the more you think about it.
Carla, can you repeat those dates again, please?
it is March 13th is County Day at the Capitol. And then spring school is 14th and 15th.
And when are the legislators going to be around in Thompson?
They're going to be February 2nd and I think it's March 1st.
They'll be in Forest City too that
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
There's a flyer on our bulletin board out here, I think.
And it's also on the county Facebook page, Julie.
Okay, because I'll share that then on our Facebook page too then.
Okay,
Thank you.
yep.
Well, I think we're deviating a little bit from the subject here, so we'll go back to, we've got a motion from Smith, I believe, and a second from Jensvold to approve the mail services contract for the House File 718 mailings. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries.
I apologize, Mr. Chairman.
I wasn't gonna
Well,
stop it.
you just got to open forum a little early. Or we all did.
Okay, so now we're at open forum.
Hello, Yeah, this is Thad Wonder. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. First of all, I was wondering, would it be possible to get a copy of the last Board of Adjustment minutes from Next Air Energy? I'd like a copy of those meeting minutes.
We don't handle, you don't get them, do you?
You need to talk to Matt Duvet.
Okay, and that's my next concern. I figured that would be the route I'd have to go. I have asked him to refer a building permit that he has approved to the the Board of Adjustment, and he has refused to do so. So, in my opinion, it's sort of like the chicken garden, or excuse me, the fox guarding the chicken house. He is the only person in that department. He approves building permits. He decides if he's going to send something to the Board of Adjustment or not. There should be somebody else when there's a potential conflict of interest that I can contact to have things done. I mean, does anybody else see that potential issue?
I guess it's not, I'm trying to see. So he did not send you those minutes?
I haven't asked him for those minutes yet.
Okay.
I am saying I have requested a building permit that he has approved to be reviewed. I disagree with his reasoning for approving a building permit, and I've asked him to refer it to the Board of Adjustment, and he has not did that. I essentially am trying to challenge a building permit that he has approved, and I'd like the Board of Adjustment to take a look at it.
Well, that's kind of out of our hands right now. Trying to see in those communications. So the stuff he sent you yesterday was not that was not included?
I didn't ask for that
Oh,
yesterday,
all right.
but I would like this building. I'd like to challenge this building permit with the Board of Adjustment.
Well, we can't really form an opinion here. It's an open forum, so all we can do is listen.
So, but there's only one contact person, and that's the person that's approving the building permit to refer them to the Board of Adjustment. That makes no sense. There should be a separation of duties. There should be somebody else you can contact. And then I'm just going to keep spitballing here. The next question is who does his employee reviews, annual reviews? I'm sure every Winnebago County employee is supposed to have an annual review. Is that correct?
We do his budget.
And his annual review, performance review.
That would be the Board of Supervisors, I believe, Thad.
Okay. And was that done last year? Board of Supervisors?
It wasn't an in-person review.
What do you mean?
We did not do an in-person review of his. We just look at the budget,
So,
and it's an appointed position.
so there's no performance reviews done for the zoning administrator of Winnebago County? Is that what I'm being told?
He averages, about an hour a day in his work, and I guess I can't really comment on it without it being on a subject on our agenda.
Okay, can that be on the agenda? I would like all these topics to be on the agenda for next week.
Yeah, I guess we can put it on the agenda to discuss.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
Thad, can you email me and let me know exactly what you'd like on the agenda?
And who's this? I'm
That's
sorry.
Carla, the auditor.
You can email auditor@winnebagocountyiowa.gov.
Yep, I can do that. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
So do we have anything else for open forum?
Bad.
Has left.
We get that one stamp that was received.
Oh, it's in that, probably the bottom of that stack. Please. Oh, there's, I'm hiding it. This one for deducting the please deduct 4 hours from Friday's payroll. Didn't we have that last week?
From Sue McCollum.
I think it was a number of hours.
Oh, okay, and that would be received? Or approved? That might be approved,
I think it's approved.
yeah. Just as part of payroll.
So I gave, we're still in open forum, I gave Carla a couple of things that I wanted added to the agenda for next week. So maybe if we can invite Matt, that might be helpful in light of the last request too. And I don't know if Kelsey's available or not next week.
I just texted them both.
Okay, thank you.
Matt said yes. I haven't heard back from Kelsey.
Okay.
Probably have to set up a time on that one.
What's that guy's name? The last name?
Wonder?
No, the other one.
Talking about Benny?
Yeah, I can't think of.
I've got it here. Hostler or whatever, Hoestler. Let me look it up. If it's correct, though, we'll probably have to look it up online to see who the owner is of that property.
Okay.
That little triangle piece you can hit.
Yeah.
We've invited him to come and discuss his operation there, so, good.
So I'm ready to go.
Mhm. I'll make the motion to approve the payroll claim.
Guess I can second it.
Got a motion from Smith and a second from General to approve the payroll claims. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries.
spell cruise?
CRUZE, isn't it?
I don't know if there's an E or not.
I wanna say
C-R-U-Z.
that it's just Z.
If you, I think, there's a property he sold just south of that, the one that we had the problem.
Actually, Mr. Benny would like to make sure that people know that he did not, that was not Roger Cruz's, that he purchased
There's somebody else
his,
up there that
his
can
daughter's.
look up.
Emily Cruz?
Give me somebody else.
Look up for what?
Give me a name that is close up there that,
Oh,
Across the road, the, Grunham, Grun.
Arnold or John?
Diana Klukow, C-L-U-K-O-W.
You still trying to get the spelling of Benny's name?
Just trying to find. Just trying to find it with the map.
Well, I suppose the reason you couldn't get it to come up on the map, would that be the Grunham is in Worth County probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's across Apple Avenue.
Is it on the state line?
Mm-hmm,
Well, it's close to the state line,
close.
right on the county line. You talking about Benny's property?
Yeah.
It's a triangle piece.
Right on 69.
Apple, at the intersection of Apple and 69. 69 is diagonal. I think Benny bought that property from Char, wasn't it? Well, you guys wanna start talking, getting to the end here, start talking about budgets?
We have until 11 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
So, how did it fit into our restrictions then?
Well, I'm not done with everything. I've got everything that we had corrected and into the state budget, and I don't have beginning balances in there yet, so I'll work on that this week.
So, that being said, we don't know what we're gonna use from the beginning balances, you mean, in the budget?
Well, I don't have them in there yet.
Okay.
Like I said, I got everything corrected that you guys had changed, and everything that we changed is in here,
Okay.
so that's at least a start.
So, now that we're talking about budgets, can you refresh what you told us a little bit ago about if we don't do something, a certain something with general basic, then we
Yeah.
can't utilize general supplemental?
So look on page 4. And those numbers at the top.
Yeah.
So they have this formula of how much our growth dollars are, which is how they figure out what our maximum general basic rate is going to be, which is that 5.08913. So that's the general basic rate that we have to use.
That's the max rate.
No, that's what we have to use. They're making us use that general basic rate.
So we can't even lower it.
We can't do nothing. If we lower that rate, we cannot use our general supplemental rate at all, which we use our general supplemental for a lot. Like all our
Health
insurance,
insurances and stuff.
all our FICA IPers, all of
Well, I
that.
know like Dallas County last year didn't even use their general supplemental because they have so much available for taxation that they
Right.
don't need to.
Well, some of these counties now, because they've lowered their general basic, are gonna have to start using their general supplemental. So, I mean, what's stupid about all this is that some counties who never had to use their general supplemental are gonna have to start using it because
They have to use this, they lowered their,
they've lowered their general basic so much
yeah,
that they're gonna have to start using their general
They lowered it.
supplemental.
before this change.
Yeah,
And they lowered it now, then they couldn't use the
right.
supplemental.
So, like with us, we can maybe lower our general supplemental a little bit, but we're not gonna be able to move our general basic because
Yes.
if we move our general basic lower, they won't let us use our general supplemental.
I suppose this page is not the same as what we had last year. This is all new.
Right. I mean, the bottom part is the same as what the last year was, but the top part is new. So last year, what we had for a rate was the 5.24180.
Is that on here?
Yes, it's that very first rate on the.
Oh, there, that was
Yeah,
last year's.
that was last year's. And then for the fiscal year on the rural basic, they're gonna have us use the 4.05249. Last year it was 4.17591. Which actually raises our general basic, or rural basic dollars because of the value.
Yeah.
So the question
Why go
is,
through all this? I mean, the same thing gets done the way we used to do it.
so is our,
don't. Because they don't even understand what they're doing.
because all of our insurances are under,
The last legislative forum I was with them at, I says, you guys, are you like Nancy Pelosi? We've gotta pass this thing so we can figure out what's in it. They didn't know.
That's when they read it.
what is allowable expenses under general supplemental?
Insurance, FICA,
All insurances?
IBRs, elections,
Oh,
court system.
I assume this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, in a little bit.
Yeah.
We're still doing our meeting. You can sit with us. We're doing budgets.
it's an open meeting.
I'm not gonna say anything, so.
You'll get an earful. Okay, so our property insurance and our health insurance, all of that's in there.
Yep.
Because that's where our increases are, is in our property insurance and health insurance and things like that.
Yep.
So are we gonna be able to cover it, those increases
Yeah, that's
with
what
those
the-
numbers?
Well, we don't have a limit on the general supplemental.
I know. But, well, oh, that's rural basic, okay. So under supplemental. I'm just wondering how it's gonna affect the taxpayer, you know, by having those increases.
That's all I can do. Got everything straightened out up in Towson?
Well, I've heard some counties are actually lowering their supplemental and moving some of their supplemental into general basic, so they can lower their supplemental more,
Budget stuff,
so that the taxes actually get lowered.
Oh.
But I don't know if we want to do that either. I don't know what we want to do.
Yeah, how's
Oh,
that
yeah.
gonna come back to
And what's
bite?
Bite us. That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah.
mine?
Because it's a game we play from one year to the next, and how is it gonna, what's the unintended
Because what if they decide to
consequence?
put a cap on the general supplemental next year?
Yeah,
All they've done is make the game more complicated.
Right.
And then, moving forward.
So on this top chart, explain the taxable
Oh, we're
growth
still in our meeting.
part.
Yeah, quiet out there.
You'll have to watch the video because I can't explain it to you.
Okay, okay.
There's a video that Ted Nellison and Carrie Johnson and
That
Department of
explains
Management put
that.
out that explains it. I can't do it justice and explain it to you.
Because then it's 67.5 cents for, I asked the.
and that was one that was done after the one I went to. or
It's
it
from
was
the one that you
okay.
went to,
So I have all the notes from that.
It was back.
but I'm not gonna try to.
But there was a lot of things that were just like
Yeah.
thrown in there, and
There's usually so much information that you can't retain it all.
Well, and I'm not,
I'll tell you all.
I can't.
that's why everybody was waiting for that video, so we
Your
could
county says.
sit
Yeah.
back and watch it and watch it
Yeah.
and watch it.
Yep.
It took a while for that to get out too.
Well, and I probably watched it 2-3 times. But
I know I was asking you if it was out yet, and it wasn't.
yeah.
I suppose they wanted to verify their information.
Okay, you do that.
Mhm.
You go to the Department of Management, you
Yeah, a
said?
lot of them this year.
Yeah, it's on-
Last year.
And ISAC sent it out to everybody. It should be in your email, as long as you didn't delete it.
Yeah, I'm so tired at the end of it, I don't have any problems.
Sometimes I look at them when I can't do it, and I forget about
Yeah.
it later. Any idea when they sent it out?
July,
So what kind of percentages are they shifting from
What we
From
have
one
to do,
fund
we have to report it on
to the next? I mean,
I mean,
what,
like other people?
yeah.
I don't know. I just,
And then,
I've
along with
heard
Mhm.
that people are doing things. I don't know.
every odd year.
I mean, I just wondered if it was substantial or just,
I don't think so. I think people are just worried and, you know, like us, they're just trying to figure out what's the best way to do this and,
Not hurt us down the road, or the taxpayers.
So, there we have
Yeah, but that would take a crystal ball. I mean, you wouldn't.
Then you don't raise
Well,
it,
and
or
in 4
that's
years,
possible you have to raise it.
you know, there might be a
10,
completely different
15%,
set of
yeah.
legislators down there and they might
Because I
do
don't
something
do
completely
it,
different.
get
And
up there,
it might be
quarterly.
something better, it might be something worse.
Most
And,
assessors just
you know,
go
we
ahead
don't
and
know.
do someone's department.
Cause this all expires in 4 years. So,
But- And ag works
Well,
the same.
kinda
way.
looking at-
Activity.
If it's possible for simplicity to keep going this route
Industrial,
and
there isn't any,
look how everything fits, you know, and
and then
then make
commercial,
that
like,
decision.
well, and to be honest,
you don't have enough sales.
I mean, building a
They randomly flow.
general basic balance, I don't think is a bad idea. So that
They appraise it,
if there's
and then
a
they throw
huge
in a
cut
lot of sales.
in 4 years, that we have a general basic balance that can
Put it that way.
get us through a huge
There's
cut.
times we have to lower it.
I mean, that's,
Yeah, we
I
have-
think-
It's kind of an
balance.
insurance,
That's what
it's
we
an
have.
insurance
I think
policy,
that's the
but
wisest thing to do at this point.
Yeah, but that's only a Band-Aid. I mean,
I
that's
think
not
you're
gonna
gonna
last
start.
forever.
I know, but
Yeah.
what do you do?
No, I'm not saying not to do it. All I'm saying is that that isn't a long-term fix.
No, it's not, but it's at least
it's an insurance policy.
it's an insurance
Yeah,
policy.
yeah.
But we have limits
know
of
we-
what we can,
I know we've discussed in the past that, you know, should you be
Yeah,
balanced?
you know, and it depends on
Well, but they're tying our hands right now.
Yeah, no.
tax rate. You know, that's out of our control. And there's
until we get the other information, I suppose we can't really
replacement
act
costs.
much on it.
No,
Is there
I'll work-
anything you want us to look at particularly?
no, I think,
Market value. And
I think looking at department heads, looking at what you have in your folders, I think continuing to see if there's any places that you can find places to cut, I think is a good idea. I think,
yeah, we talked to a lot of people over down on the street last year, I can tell you that.
I think other things, you know, that you can think of, deciding if you wanna keep the libraries where they are, deciding if you wanna keep the county fairs where they are, deciding if you wanna keep,
Tom Ford recommendation, I want to know how that's gonna fit in there.
Yep. well, and they're all in there the way they're,
Anything on your taxes,
so all those things,
but
that's stuff you need to be thinking about.
it's gonna continue like that, but I think it's slowing down.
That's an approved, or received, probably.
Everything going smooth for you guys? Oh, I know, it wasn't yesterday on the truck. Just the sunshine alone.
You say that came, that email with the video came from ISAC?
Yes. It would have been the end of July,
Pretty mellow.
beginning of
for-
August.
I just- we-
Wasn't it August I went to that meeting
No, because
That
it was,
itself is worth a lot.
in Des Moines? Was it July?
it was right when I had my,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that was,
I was thinking it was like well after that, after I went to a meeting down there, that it seemed like it took a month or two to get it out.
well, maybe it was into August.
I know, it's. He's heard that a few times, so he shouldn't look so far ahead.
See exactly what date it went down.
Do you people want to be done with me so that you can get her
Yeah,
in?
I think.
Can we start before 11 or not?
No,
No.
we can't.
Let them in though.
You want to discuss it more?
No. Yeah, Jill
We
did.
can take a break then.
That's what I
Well, this meeting stands adjourned.
Okay.